Marjorie Taylor Greene is getting her final revenge on Donald Trump, as everything she warned Donald Trump was going to happen if he invaded Iran is happening. And she went on CNN to basically say, Donald, I told you, and now you are going to lose your entire MAGA base. The entire quote-unquote America First movement is done. You've been exposed as an utter fraud, and we all hate you, Donald. I mean, she was not mincing words. So first, she was on social media, and she was posting things like this. What is happening to our military? How many are injured? Have more been killed than we are being told? The administration needs to explain to America what's happening. Pray for our military members and their family. Pray for peace. Then she goes on CNN, speaking with Caitlin Collins on CNN, and Marjorie Taylor Greene's like, can I be honest? I have no clue what the hell Donald Trump means when he says things like, the war will end when I feel it in my bones. She's like, what does that mean? And what does it mean when he keeps on saying that he, isn't going to make it to heaven? Why does he keep on saying that? I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene here seems to indicate that she believes that Donald Trump has some serious cognitive impairment, and even in Donald Trump's mind, that Trump thinks that he's not going to make it too much longer. Why else would he be saying those things, she says. Here, play this clip.
The president said today he would feel it in his bones when this war should end. Is that a clear exit to you?
I have no idea what that means. The same way I have no understanding of what he means when he says he doesn't think he's going to heaven. So those are statements that I find concerning. So I honestly have no idea what that means.
More from Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she goes, what the hell is he doing? Why are we sending thousands of more U.S. military troops right now to Iran? Right, there was news that 5,000 Marine Expeditionary Unit forces are now heading over there. It's going to take them about 10 days to 2 weeks to get there, which is usually the precursor to a ground invasion. It's the same type of Marine Expeditionary force that was used. That was kind of the precursor to ground troops in Vietnam. She's like, what are we doing? What? No one's explained anything here. Here, play this clip.
And it doesn't make any sense. And I'll go further with this. Why are we sending thousands of more U.S. military troops? Why are we sending more of our military resources? Why are we pulling military resources away from other sectors of the world where it's much needed and putting it all there to fight Iran and to have this war in the Middle East?
More from Marjorie Taylor Greene, where she said, he told us last June, that he completely obliterated all of Iran's nuclear capabilities, that there was nothing else to do. And now he's saying they're a week away from striking us with nuclear bombs. She goes, he's a liar. Nothing that he says makes any sense at all. Here, play this clip.
Millions and millions of Americans are outraged by this. He never came to America and addressed the nation and gave clear reasons why we would go to war with Iran, especially after he told us back in the summer that he had completely obliterated all of their nuclear capabilities and had even chastised any news organization or media that said otherwise. But here we are in a war with Iran, and it doesn't make any.
Hey everybody, Ben Meiselas here from the MeidasTouch Network. I wanted to let you know about my podcast partner, Michael Popak's new law firm. It's called the Popak Firm. Michael Popak's pursuing his dream of starting his own law firm, really based on the popular demand by all the Meidas Mighty and legal AFers who were approaching Michael Popak with their cases and saying, can you help us? And at that time, Popak was not able to. So he went out on his own. He started the Popak Firm, where he is now handling catastrophic injury cases like car accident cases, trucking cases, malpractice cases, big negligence cases, wrongful death cases. So if you or someone you know have a case like this, the consultation with Popak's firm is free. Give him a call. See if you have a case. It's thepopakfirm.com, thepopakfirm.com, or you can call 877-POPOK-AF, P-O-P-O-K-A-F. So 1-877-POPOK-AF. Give Michael Popak a call. And I'm really proud of you, Popak. Thanks for all the hard work you're putting in.
More on some of these powerful moments I thought on CNN. But then she was back on social media. And here's what she said. She goes, I've been on the phone with some of the top America First conservative leaders. We are all in agreement. This administration and the Republican Party is going in the wrong directions on key issues like the war, Epstein, and especially domestic issues. They've been completely hijacked by Lindsey Graham and Mark Levin and the neocon establishment Republicans we all voted against. The future of America belongs to us, the younger generation, not the boomers in charge and their boomer donors. I and others have been doing our part to call out the wrongs and fight back. A large percentage of Americans agree. More from Marjorie Taylor Greene here on her CNN appearance, where she said, look, Trump's never made not just a clear case, he's never made a case at all. Why are we invading Iran? The hell is going on? We're doing it because Netanyahu said that he was going to do it first. That's why we've now lost 13 service members, 200 injured, 10 people very seriously wounded, in addition to the dead, but the number's probably much more than that. We've spent billions of dollars, over $20 billion already in this war. We're sending in this Marine Expeditionary Force. We've destroyed all of our alliances abroad. And now, as a result of this war, gas prices are skyrocketing right now. The price of crude is skyrocketing right now. And so Americans already struggle to afford things, and now no one can afford anything. Donald Trump is literally sending us into this Great Depression right now. What the hell is he doing? Listen to it, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I never thought I'd ever say, listen to it, Marjorie Taylor Greene saying, hear her words. I'll just put it that way. Here, play this clip.
I don't know if they have a plan or not, because they've never made a clear case to the American people why they are bombing Iran. They've never made a clear case why they're supporting Israel while Israel is bombing Lebanon, and while Israel totally grazed Gaza, killing thousands and thousands of people and children. No, I don't think they've made a clear case for this at all. And the reality is, this is something that Americans are so fed up with. And we voted to end it. That's what we voted for, to end all of this. Here we are over a year into President Trump's administration, and we're in a full-scale war with Iran that doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. So no, none of it makes sense.
And then she goes on to say, no, he doesn't get a Nobel Peace Prize. This guy's the opposite of the Nobel Peace Prize. She's like, I thought he wanted to stop wars, but not anymore. Here, play this clip.
At one time when he wanted to be the president of peace and he wanted to end wars and constantly talked about no more foreign wars, no ending wars. Of course, I thought he deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. But do I think he deserves it now? No, absolutely not. And I don't think this is what the American people want.
Then she attacks baby boomers in general, and she's like, all these baby boomers that are in power, who are clinging to power, you've ruined our lives. Is what she says. Here, play this clip.
Look, I think there's a big divide, Caitlin, between the baby boomer generation and like Gen X, my generation, and the millennials. Our generations have been the ones that have been sent to fight these wars in the Middle East, and our generations have paid a huge cost, and we want to see it over with. But yet it's the baby boomers that are in power that are just clinging to power, living out the end of their days. It really angers me, Caitlin, because I feel like they're ruining it for the rest of us. They're leaving us with tens of trillions of national debt. Only 7 years from now, Social Security is going to be bankrupt. So me and you, our Social Security payments are going to be basically a tax, and we may never see a Social Security check. So the direction of America and the divide between the generations, where many baby boomers are supporting this war because that's what they've been told on television, where many of us, we get our news from alternate sources and international news, and we know what's going on. Here's the message for the rest of the world. The younger generations of Americans, we don't want war with the world. We want peace. We desperately want peace between all of our nations. We want good trade. We want to have good business deals. And we want to be able to visit your countries and you come visit ours. This is not what we want. This is not what we voted for. Yeah. And I'm certainly praying for our military troops, and I'm praying for the administration to stop the insanity.
She then goes on to talk about how, families getting ready to go on spring break can't afford anything because of Donald Trump. Let's play it.
Here we are. Here's Americans at home right now. We've got families getting ready to go on spring break and gas prices are skyrocketing. Inflation has barely stabilized and people voted for lower grocery costs. Well, we're going to see costs at the grocery stores going up because diesel is going up and oil is going up because of this war. We've got 30% of the world's fertilizer goes through the strait. That affects our farmers that are struggling already. We voted to put Americans first. Look.
She talks about the little girls who were massacred by the Trump regime, the innocent little girls in Manab who were killed by the Trump regime, who targeted them with a Tomahawk missile, and then Donald Trump continued to cover it up. Here, play this clip.
And the reality is, there are so many innocent people dying. I mean, the little girl's school is such an outrage. It's horrific. And Americans, we don't want to think of our military as being responsible of killing little children. This is absolutely something that Americans should not tolerate. And we are owed answers. They keep saying that they're investigating, but it is such a serious situation. I drove by an elementary school today, and there were children out on the playground, swinging on the swings and playing on the playground. And I thought to myself, I'm so thankful that our children are safe, but I can't imagine living somewhere where school children or people's children have been bombed or killed. And this is something that has so many people outraged, because I'll go back, Caitlin, we did not vote for this. We voted for an end to foreign wars, and that's exactly what we should be seeing.
More from Marjorie Taylor Greene here, talking about how, these 13 service members whose lives were lost, that should never have happened, but that's cost of Donald Trump. Play it.
There's so much to talk about tonight with all the developments in Iran. I think first, though, on the 13 service members that have now been killed during Operation Epic Fury, I wonder what goes through your mind when you think of those lives that have been lost already.
Oh, it's absolutely heartbreaking, Caitlin. I'm a strong supporter of our military and the great men and women who serve. I think they're some of the greatest among us, and their families who are so concerned about them right now. These are 13 lives that I believe should not have been lost. This war is not something that Americans voted for in 2024. As a matter of fact, we voted for the opposite. We voted for no more foreign wars, no more regime change. And we were told by many members in the administration throughout the campaign, J.D. Vance, Tulsi Gabbard, and others, that they believed that going to war with Iran would be a terrible idea. It was something that Charlie Kirk himself had said over and over again. And Donald Trump, President Trump, I voted for him 3 times, fought for him to become president, and I still want him to be successful. But he told Americans for over 10 years and even longer that he thought foreign wars and regime change was really a bad direction for America to go in. And we trusted and believed him that we wouldn't be doing this. But, this was an unprovoked war, and Israel pulled us into it, pulled America into it. And so those are 13 lives that should not have been lost.
She does not miss Congress at all. Let's play it.
Do you miss Congress?
Absolutely not. This is an institution with a 13% approval rating because it fails Americans over and over. And I'm a very conservative. I always had a strong conservative voting record. And you know what? Congress doesn't serve America. It's America last. And I really believed in serving America first. So it was a land of frustration for me. And I like to get things accomplished for the American people. But as everyone knows, and your viewers at home are watching, Congress doesn't really get anything done for the American people. So no, I don't miss it at all.
And then she basically calls on J.D. Vance and Tulsi Gabbard, like, do something about this guy. She's saying, like, remove Trump, like, do something with this guy at this point. Here, play this clip.
They're in a difficult position. They serve at the pleasure of President Trump. And so what I would imagine that's a difficult spot to speak out, but they need to speak out. It's going in a direction where we're looking at possible boots on the ground. Many parents are fearful there may be a draft. We are not told like any end goal or how long this may last, how many more American military troops will be killed, how much is it going to cost America, how many refugees are going to be brought into our country once again. We aren't told any of this information. I'm very much like J.D. Vance. I very much like Tulsi Gabbard and share many of the political views that they have. I want them to speak out. We need them to speak out. We need people in the administration that we know disagree with it because of their voices and the words they spoke previously. But we need to hear from them, and I hope we will soon.
And finally, Marjorie Taylor Greene is like, Republicans can't even fund the Department of Homeland Security at this point. So they're not even able to do that. And so now they want another defense supplemental to send, $50 billion or $100 billion more in Iran? Like, what are you doing, Mike Johnson? Where's your healthcare plan, by the way? Didn't you promise there would be a healthcare plan? Here, play it.
Congress right now, they can't even fund Homeland Security. Our own Border Patrol, ICE, TSA agents, and others are not even getting paid. But yet here they are told that they're going to be voting, and they'll vote for it. Believe me, they love the war. The neocons love the war. They're going to pass a supplemental to fund the war in Iran. What is that going to be? $50 billion or more, while the war is costing us approximately $1 to $2 billion a day. But yet we're not even funding Homeland Security, and Americans are still struggling. And Caitlin, I got to tell you, I'm still waiting on Mike Johnson to roll out that Republican health care plan that he boasted and bragged that he was going to have, because Americans can't even afford health insurance right now.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Marjorie Taylor Greene getting her final revenge on Donald Trump.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.